Welcome.
Welcome, y'all, to Shade and this. Well, I'm sorry, I said really B panel. Y'all, my coffee has not settled in yet. But yeah, welcome to the Ready to Love review recap panel. It's your girl Treese from Shadeinthecity.
It's Nels.
And of course, we have the lovely Really Be TV reviews. So welcome everyone. Happy Sunday, fun day. Hey, Quake. Oh, you
ready to give it to you, girl?
Come on,
you ready to give it to you?
She ready. Hey, hey, good morning, Mimi. Hey, Nikki. Hey, Lot Queen. Hey, Tawana. Hey, little baby. Hey, Faris. I like that because it sounds like Latrice. Okay. Hey, C Golden. Hey, what do you say? Ready for this review. A lot happened. Okay, y'all are ready. Hey, Ravine. Hey, Alexis. Okay, good afternoon, y'all. So I just want to pick up where Really Be left off because I just thought this was an interesting conversation. Y'all know I just left Really Be's live. And y'all were having a conversation before y'all got off about cocoa bread and beef patties. Okay. Now, this has been beat into my head since I was a child by someone on the panel. And then the first time that I tried one, again, it was a 7-Eleven situation.
You didn't try a real beef patty.
I wish you would stop saying that you tried
one. That's like saying the first time I had crab legs.
That does not count.
That's like saying the first time I had crab legs was from Red Lobster. Girl, you didn't have no real crab legs.
Or out of a cane or freaking imitation crab, girl. It's not the same thing.
It's not the same.
You tried it. You never tried it.
Okay, well, I guess I've never tried a beef patty or cocoa bread, but still, I thought I tried it. I said, I don't understand.
They sell cocoa bread at 7-Eleven.
No, they don't sell cocoa bread.
No, they don't sell cocoa bread. They
sell I bit into it and I said, is this what the hype is about?
What
it's not because you didn't have a real
beef patty because it was so dry and flaky. And anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. I'm just letting y'all get up in here and get in the chat. Thank you. If you guys haven't already, hey Nubian, hey Charisse, Ravine, why is on playing in our face? I don't know. And what's so crazy is I thought it was because possibly, and we'll talk about it.
Nikki B, that's right. He said a real beef patty will have you feeling like Jodeci.
Oh, okay. Okay, so thank you, Nikki B. Look, Quake said beef patties go so hard. Okay, so maybe it's just something that because I never had it. Hey, Dad. Hey, never. That is so funny. But yeah, Raven, I don't know why they playing with us, but we'll get into it a little bit later because I don't know what this break is for.
She definitely was stingy with the cootie cat, and she needed to be. Ooh. You ain't gonna be showing your cootie cat all to my man.
Oh, okay.
And I know be my man in general.
I mean, we'll get into that because at the end of the day, I don't think I really care. You show the man your cootie cat, he ain't got nothing to offer you. He can't even afford the cootie cat. So go ahead, show him. That's what you want to do, Nikki B, because she just bought it, right?
Please get one immediately.
Yes, literally Nels used to tell me stories when we were younger, growing up, and she'd be like, "Oh my God, you gotta have a beef patty and a cocoa bread."
When I first moved to Virginia, and I was looking where I could find a beef patty, and everybody was like, "What you mean, a burger?" I was like, "What?" No, I was like, and back then I didn't know like it was called a Jamaican beef patty. I just called it a beef patty. So I was like, no, like it's a beef patty. Like, no,
but I can understand. Why when you said beef patty, why they just thought it was a burger.
Yeah. And I was like, no, it's a beef patty. And I explained what it looked like. They're like, yeah, we ain't got none of that.
Oh, that's funny. All right,
I got older. Yes, we do.
I will say this though, from my recollection, Jamaican restaurants were not real big around these parts growing up. I mean, the first time I went to like a Jamaican, it was like a like a hole in the wall in the hood kind of thing. And that was my first time having cocoa bread and a beef patty. And I was like, matter of fact, one of my coworkers had bought it. And I was like, what's that? And he bought me one the next time. And I was like, where did you get this from?
Yeah, as I got older, I saw like there's Jamaican restaurants and stuff like that. But when I was a kid, yeah, like everybody was like, "No, we ain't."
And see, the only opportunity that I would have had to try one was I went to. I feel like it was like a mom and pop. I feel like it's on Georgia Avenue in Silver Spring.
Those are the best hole in the wall spots.
No, it was. I mean, but I also didn't get the.
No, that's where you're gonna get the good stuff. Them hole in the wall spots give you the good.
But see, I didn't get the beef patty. I ended up getting what is it, a roti, and that wasn't.
You gotta get both, girl. You gotta get
Well,
both. Look, girl, Ari even like it.
Beef patty or the roti?
No, beef patty, girl.
Oh,
beef
okay.
Patty.
And Nikki B, working on it. Thank you. Go ahead and put it in my universe, girl. You can ask Nails. I was literally just talking about that. Okay, so thank you, girl. Go ahead. Sharice said, I never had a beef patty or okay, Sharice, I'm not alone. See, Sharice, Latrice, we see.
And I would think in Chicago, it's not hard to. Oh, when I just see. Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at another
Jerkville
comment.
Didn't miss in Chicago.
Okay, I saw Chicago.
Raven said, right, you showing your naked body to the wrong man. It's so useless. Okay, y'all. All right. So yeah, if you haven't already, y'all know what to do. Please make sure you hit that like button. If you're not already subscribed, please make sure you do so to both channels, Really BTV Reviews. And look, and y'all, let's obviously it's a lot to get into. So yeah, let me run this intro and then yeah, let's get shady. All right, y'all. So let me see. I'm sorry, my notes is a little slow. All right, so we know that basically they opened up this episode. They left us on a cliffhanger last week, but they decided to eliminate Rocky and Coley. I think that was probably the best decision.
I call her Rough Rocky and Clueless Coley.
Oh, okay. Well, same. And is anybody? So you know what I noticed, and this is so random, but I was really paying attention this episode, maybe because we didn't see her last episode, to Deanna and her haircut. And I was like, I love how it's so, like, I understand it's shorter, but sometimes the shorter your hair, the harder it is to make. Look at Rocky, okay? So I was really surprised because I said, I mean, yes, Rocky has more hair than her, but I'm just like, it clearly can be done right. So I just don't understand. Was she just literally rolling out of the bed because...
Yes. That's why she looks rough. That's Rough Rocky. Yes.
Okay. So anyway, Rocky says that y'all, she knows she still has things to work on, but she hopes that she's gonna find her husband. Okay. And Coley says, you know, when Eddie tells her, he delivers the news. He basically says, like, the guys think you superficialist. You know what I'm saying? And so she's like, that's cool. I love that. And so, you know, she said she did her best and she wasn't appreciated by the men here. So she's going to find somewhere where the men appreciate her. Okay. That's what she said. And so then Cam is trying to explain to Sahara that, look, you still ready to love, but she's irritated now because this is her third time in being in the bottom. And she was like, I'm tired of hearing the same thing every week. And he was like, okay, but why am I getting this energy? That makes no sense. And so she's just like, I'm going to stop talking. And she's ready to in the evening. And she's like, you keep making
that noise. Is it me? Y'all don't hear that noise?
I do hear it. Okay. But I don't know where it's coming from.
It might, you know what? It might be my AC.
I was making sure it wasn't me.
Let me mute mine. It might be my AC.
Yeah, it's you.
Yes.
It's you.
I'm sorry. We need to be cool in here. Okay. We need to be.
I was like, is it that hot? We turning on the AC back on?
Yes.
I was thinking it, but I was like, ain't my business.
Yeah.
Look, right. So anyway, y'all. So basically, she's giving him nothing but attitude, and you know, she's like, I'm having a moment, and I need you to just leave me alone, and whatever. And so I would love to know y'all thoughts on her reaction. Because I thought it was uncalled for, but
I ain't like how she said it. And I mean, but really at the end of the day, you are the one delivering the bad news, or kinda. But to me, I mean, in a way I understood, because I'm also the type that I need to, you know, chill for a second, think about what I'm gonna say, and then come back to you. But I didn't like how she came across. I think she should have just said, you know what, I appreciate it, whatever, thanks for, you know, your input, but you know, I need a second.
Okay, so what do you think about Lil Baby? What Lil Baby said? She said, I felt bad that for Coley, I think they played her.
I don't.
Lil Baby, I honestly, I'm upset that more of a big deal wasn't made about what she did to old boy. Because again, had that been a man doing that to her, the internet would be up in arms. Everybody would be calling for, cancel Ready to Love. They support sexual aggression. Da 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 da. I just think that I have a problem with the fact that everybody act like that wasn't a big deal and that was just normal.
Mm-hmm. And you, to your point, really, B, I don't know why it just triggered my memory, but do you remember the DC season with Phil and I forgot, was it Shiloh?
Yep.
And how that was a big thing. Right.
Right.
Yeah. Lock Queen said she don't know connections. Desktop said Rocky needs some mousse and a comb. Agreed. Nikki said, RB, take a zinc tablet for your cough. Feel better. Okay, really be. They telling you to take zinc for your cough.
Okay, thank you.
Sahara was kept for ratings, in my opinion. I can absolutely agree, Nubian. Absolutely. Brown Mama said her statement was a woman who felt like she would never be let go. Okay. Hey, lovely. Hey, lovely 31.
My thing is this: everybody ain't lying on you. So if you're getting the same feedback every week,
right?
Then hello.
It's snowing in Chicago.
Oh my God, Auntie Kim. Look, global one, because it is getting hot over here on the East Coast.
Basically spring.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's almost spring for us. If we mess around and get some snow, I ain't gonna know what to do.
And I actually hold on. What we're not gonna do is act like it wasn't 40 degrees on Friday.
okay.
Now I know on Monday it was 80 degrees. I know last Monday was 80 degrees, but on Friday it was cold.
But it's nice today.
I know, it's that kamikaze shit.
We living in the current. We living in the current. Okay.
Oh, Mimi Major said, I like Sahara, but that it's not me attitude is why you can't keep a man. As a community, we need to learn to take constructive criticism. Okay, you better tell him something. I can agree. Brown Mama said, I would have switched at that moment and let her go. I would have explained to the fellas exactly what a crazy woman has to be let go. Ed said he sees both sides. Her response was rude, but she was also wanting to be left alone. I get what you're saying. Look,
to be fair and looking at it from both sides, she was also getting info. And I'm surprised that Tommy didn't say anything about that, because she mentioned that in the lounge, in the vault, and was like, "Well, what I was told happened in the vault." Tommy told me like, "Whoa, who told you?"
Well, I don't know, because he also is, the advocate for whatever happens in the vault stays in the vault. So he probably didn't even want to get involved in that.
Right. So the fact that she was like, I was told this and I was told that, he should have been like, well, who the hell told you? But I think also her response came from what she was told, and she felt like it was only coming from one person, and it wasn't only coming from one person.
Go ahead, get into it now.
All right. So then all the ladies met up in the vault. It's given Sahara has a vendetta now. She walked in kind of with a little smirk on her face. And I feel like this is going to be her opportunity to get Fritz out the house. Tommy told the ladies that, they're single because they continuously are choosing guys that are not a good match for them. So he said, take this week to take out a guy that you would consider to be your second option. So Deanna took out Hussein on a horseback ride. And she said that she already picked the big horse, Goliath, because she said Hussein couldn't handle that big old horse. So she gave him a little baby horse. So afterwards, they sat down to discuss deal breakers. He said for him is someone that's selfish. And she said for her is someone that's that doesn't communicate well or whatever, right? So she's like, that's basically what you're giving. You're giving, you're not a communicator, that you let things linger, and you don't tell the person right away. And then basically you don't say anything until it triggers you. And he's like, I feel attacked. Like, where is this coming from? Then she said she's not the type to text every day, because when she's at work, she's, in a totally different zone. And he said, it sounds like you in a relationship with your with your work. And you need to be able to tap into both. So she said work is definitely her first priority, and she likes that in a man too. She said that she doesn't work in an office where she can be on the phone all day, like, hey, honey, boo boo. Okay, how's your day going? And he said it really shouldn't matter what type of job you got, whether you putting out fires or you talking on the phone. Hello, I'm your man. Check in with me. And he said that, basically you making it seem like because you put out fires, if you married to the vice president, you come off as your job is more important. She was like, okay.
Because that's how I feel.
And basically I stand on that. And she said that she didn't feel like, she said she felt like she was ready to hop on Goliath and gallop the hell up out of there because they are not compatible. And they both kind of agreed that they're not compatible.
Well, did we ever see a moment where we thought they were compatible? But I guess because it was supposed to be the second option, it made sense.
Yes. But how did y'all feel about this? Did you agree with him or did you agree with her as far as the
I think two things can be true at the same time. I think that
of course the advocate. I'm sorry, really B, what was your opinion?
You know what? Bye. Y'all see how they do me? They don't be letting me.
Two things can be true at the same time.
Well, will you finish? I don't want to cut you off. You finished, Tree?
Oh no, she finished. She finished.
Don't do that.
She's on the fence. She's twerking on the fence. Okay,
that's here's my problem. Here's my problem. I think she took what he said out of she not took it out of context, but she took it the wrong way. He wasn't, in my opinion, he wasn't saying her job wasn't important. What he was saying was you make time for what's important to you. Exactly. And it doesn't matter if you're president of the United States or if you are putting out fires or if you are answering phones in a call center. If something or someone is important to you, you make time for them. For her to be like, oh, well, what he trying to say? He's trying to say that what I do is equal to somebody that answers the phone. What if they answering 911? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you can't say, I get it. Your job is important and I respect the hell out of it. However, by your own admission, you work at the academy now. So you're teaching classes. Didn't that what she said? That she's at the academy?
She said she trains the other. Yeah.
Right. So you're not physically being out on calls, putting out fires. So why can't you, if I text you good morning, why can't you say good morning back?
I feel like regardless of whatever job you have, if you're able to go take a piss or shit, okay, throughout the day, you can send a text. You can send hey, how are you?
Well, I like what Auntie Kim said. She said she was engaged to 2 firefighters and they have a lot of downtime. She said Deanna's doing too much.
Right. And I didn't like how in the vote she said she basically flipped that when she was talking to everybody and talking to Tommy about how basically he was talking about how like the job is not important or like he compared it to somebody working on. I didn't like how she said that.
Yeah, and that's okay. Well, see, we're gonna get into it, but I feel like to your point, Rose kind of did what Deanna did too in the vault.
Did.
And picked 20 on 10. She put absolute 20 on
with
10.
The surrogacy
thing. The surrogacy thing.
That was the other lie when I said when we were backstage and I said that lie on him. That was the other one I couldn't think of. That was the one.
Can I say this? So for me, maybe it's just me. I don't understand the difference. But when she said I can't do surrogacy because I don't want somebody carrying my baby, but you can do adoption, somebody else carried that baby.
What's not even crazy to me is I literally thought the same thing. And I said, and maybe y'all can help me. You know what? Let's wait till we get there. I don't want to jump ahead. Let's wait till we get there. Well, let's wait till we get there. But I had the same question. Deanna is making being a firefighter her whole personality and it's starting to become annoying. I absolutely agree. But you know what? To Cam's point, it proves that is her relationship.
Mm-hmm. It is, and he wasn't
wrong. That is
her
relationship. That's why she has no room for anything else.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. If I meet a man and he said that his first priority is his job, then he ain't the man for me. I respect people's jobs being important, but if you're telling me that that's your first priority, which means your job is going to always come before me, and I'm not okay with that. And that's what she's saying. So, are you really looking for love? Like, go back to the name of the show. Are you ready to love, or are you just looking for a companion, somebody to hang out with when you're not at work? Or are you ready to love? Because if you're ready to love, that's all about putting priorities and making someone else a priority. I understand your job is important. Nobody's taking away the importance of firefighters and first responders. However, I have friends who are firefighters who have families, who have lived a very full life, who have traveled the world. Like, they've done all of the things, and they still have done very well in their career and have risen the ranks and all of that. So you can do both. But if you're not, and here's the thing, there's nothing wrong with saying, I'm not at that place right now. Right now, my career is my priority. It's nothing wrong with that. But that just means you're not ready for love, in my opinion.
Amen. Amen. Nikki B said Deanna said Cam was too short, but if he said she was too wide, she would have been mad.
Ooh.
What? Who said
that? Nikki B came in the room this morning on fire. Lot Queen says she has a superiority complex. I could see that. Miss Cat, okay, she's agreeing with Really B. Mimi Major said, Deanna, go home. I think she's argumentative and she listens to respond. Absolutely.
Well, at least she didn't use that other word.
Right.
C word.
Right. But you know what's so crazy though is that did anybody how do you tell? She did not know this man. And I ain't even gonna hold you. I was very much in was it Hussein's situation. I don't like when people try to tell me about myself and they don't know about me. Now it's one thing if you say, oh, you're a Pisces and oh, you might have these traits and da-da-da. But don't ever tell me about myself and how I'm going to react or how I do something and you know nothing about me. That would have turned me off completely. Telling me how
when he said he felt attacked about
when she was like, you look like the person that you don't really speak and you let things linger. I said, you don't know about him. Oh, go ahead, Really B.
No, I was just going to say, I wonder if that was a badly edited, because listen, whenever I walk away from a scene confused, I feel like they edited stuff out that we needed to know.
Okay, and I can give you that.
I mean, right. And so for me, I feel like, did they have a situation where he didn't respond the way she wanted him to respond? Like, where did that come from? Because it really makes me wonder, because like you said, where did that come from for you to tell me how I handle stuff? And she was so, it just really made me wonder, have they been talking and he didn't deal with a situation? But I'm like,
to your point, they gave us no background
with this shit. Because it just sounded, like you said, it was like, where's this coming from? Like, how do you get to decide what I do and what I don't do and how I respond to stuff? You know what I'm saying?
Agree. Yeah. And to your point, they're clearly, they didn't give us some type of unless she just assumes about people, which
and she might,
she might, but they gave us notes to how she came to this conclusion.
I agree.
All right, Really B, you want to get into the next scene?
I keep telling y'all gotta let me know these days.
What's the next one?
It's Tay and Naeem's date.
Oh, Tay and Naeem. Look,
first of all,
who these people? Who she's like? Who
they? You need to pull up the picture.
I don't even know who half these people are, which is why I don't understand how we even taking breaks. But neither here nor there.
There go Naeem. And
first of all, Tay. First of all, them boobs. I know she had a slip. Them boobs was coming out of that dress, and I was distracted the whole time.
But you were distracted
because I was just like, what? What are we doing here? So they had a date. I guess they was at her house. I think she had some DoorDash or something, put it on the plate or whatever.
It looked like, yeah.
And then, you know, they sat on the couch after dinner. I don't remember what they said. See, you gotta let me know when you want me to take these notes. I don't know what
you gotta let me know. Okay, so basically what happened with Tay and Naeem is she wants to get to know him better because, you know, she said although Cisco is her top connection, you know, obviously they got some things that they still got to work out and talk about because we know Cisco is kind of in between a rock and a hard place right now. And then they started talking about his kids, and she says that.
Yeah, I remember the part about the kids when she said at first that threw her off, but
but then she says she's learned that he's such a great father. And I said,
how she know that?
I said the same thing. I think we all had the same question.
How, Sway?
So then she's like, oh, and you know, he's like, yeah, once look, so here's what got me. He said once he was healed and he started letting certain energy in, he started attracting things. And I said, and no, it was something that he said to her where he was, as they were closing out the date, and he was like, yeah, I could see being with you and dating you or something like that. And I was like, well, did you tell the 3 mothers of your 5 children the same thing, that you could see being with them and having, I don't know, because if I was her, I'd be like, what makes me different? I just want to understand. But anyway, so she tells him how she wants to be in a long-term committed relationship, and talks about her time as a critical care nurse, and seeing people at their weakest, and then obviously you want to be surrounded by the people you love, and so she's not sure what to do, because now honestly, I feel like this was production, because I really don't think she likes Naeem. I'm sorry, I don't. He's cute. I love a ponytail, but I don't think that the 5 kids is just not serious to me. And her not having any, I don't think that's realistic. I'm sorry.
And maybe that's why the date just didn't stick out in my head, because
yeah. It was definitely a gloss over. But what y'all think in the chat? Do y'all see it for Naeem and your girl Tay? Naeem is attractive and Tay has a bad picker. I absolutely agree. Bluebell. Every season they hang out off camera. Maybe Deanna is speaking from a real place. Okay, I appreciate that.
But that's why I said that. I said did something happen. That's exactly what, and I agree with Lil Baby, and that's why I said that, because every year, we find out at the reunion or through social media that all of this stuff happened. Just like that situation with Phil and old girl. That didn't happen on camera. That happened at an event after hours. And they tell them every year, don't see each other outside of the cameras. But of course, they do it every year. So is this coming from something that we did not see? Because it didn't make no damn sense. I agree with you said, Lil Baby.
See, Golden, Tay needs a head to Oz. She doesn't have a picker at all. No, don't do that to. I like Tay, but yeah, she just, I don't know. She's like, whatever. I guess because she seems likable with everybody. So she's kind of just, it feels like she's just going with whatever the wind blows, because I don't even know why Cisco. But let me shut up. That's her choice, not mine. Nikki said Tay did too much inviting Naeem to her home, especially in that dress. Ooh.
Not if she was going to invite him to dinner.
I was going to say, and it'd be different. I guess maybe if they were cooking, but just the fact that, she clearly ordered some Chinese and threw it in a bowl.
No, what I meant to say was not if she was inviting him for dessert too. I mean, if she was planning for him to eat dessert, it was perfect.
That Billy B, it is only 1:28 p.m. It is not after dark. Okay, it is not after dark. Look, but that's a good point. Phil says Cisco is a Dusty. Okay. Lil Baby said if Cisco and Naeem are a choice, go with Naeem. Naeem has a purpose and is living it. Oh, okay, Lil Baby. Nubian said Tay does not have anything good to pick from. Well, look, we'll get there.
Where was my boy this episode? Who's the other boy?
I know. I was surprised because I didn't see him. I know you're talking about not Hassan, but the other one. The one that went to the African school where they beat him.
Khalil.
Yeah, Khalil. We didn't see him at all this episode.
Nobody take him on a date this episode.
I know, that's crazy. And but I guess because Deanna couldn't, or whoever, because I guess he's a lot of people's first choice is what I'm getting. But I am surprised that. And did anybody notice Kiara didn't go on a date? And I would have definitely thought we would have seen her on a date. Obviously not with Jay, but I would have thought she would have picked somebody else just so we could see her like interact with somebody else.
I wonder when they do stuff like that, if they go on a date and they just don't show it.
I believe so. I feel like
out of my mouth. They do go on a lot of dates and they just don't show.
Right. Because I feel like the DC cast told us that too. Nubian says Cisco is too sweaty for me. I absolutely agree. I feel like every scene we see him, his shirt is sticking to him. And it's just terrible. And I really feel bad for him. Nikki B said, how old are Naeem's kids? Hopefully he had them all early in life and learned. Okay, that's true. That's true. I don't see it for none of them. Naeem is cute though. Right, Lil Baby. I'm telling you, the ponytail.
To me, Naeem he's just
get you every time.
He's just normal looking to me.
Phil say he got too many kids. He has a foot fetish. Okay, that would be a turnoff.
Who got a foot fetish?
She thinks Naeem got a foot fetish. Yeah, that would be a turn. If he was like really, really on my feet. Look, Nell said, I'll let you suck a toe. Okay.
Y'all know how I feel about the feet.
If they did have that interaction outside of the cameras, why invite Hussein on the date? Good point, Phil. Good point. I'm glad that you brought that up. Lot Queen Naeem has no depth or conversation. I don't get a lot from him either. That's why I said I really think he's just a cute man bun. But again, he reminds
me Coley.
No, I'm telling you, he gives me Brandon from Detroit.
He does remind. I can't unsee that.
Yeah, I can't unsee it. Brandon. And because Brandon doesn't really offer us much anything that comes out his mouth. That's why I said comparison wise, they really do remind me of each other.
And the man bun.
And the man bun. Right. Little baby said, right now I see everyone as good buds. What's that mean? Dr. Do It Yourself. She looks at attraction and ignores red flags. You're talking about Tay. Nikki B said, I'm not inviting my number 2 to my home or get naked with my number 2. What's left for your number 1?
Period. Well, but I guess I have to think as a nudist, though. I mean, as a nudist, you show your body to everybody.
Right.
She for everybody.
Well, Nikki B said, I actually have a friend who's, it might be more than nudist. And I know they go to hedonism. They do that where they just walk around free.
Love.
Huh? No, I wasn't even talking about that one. I know like a real personal friend. But anyway, Nikki B said we didn't see Jay either, except for voting off Rocky, right? And you see how slick he did it too. It won't know. Oh well, he was just cisco like, yeah, we don't want you. Thanks. Have a nice day. I was like, damn, Jay, you ain't going to. Can you buy her a drink first or something? Damn. Cisco is Tay's first choice. I know, and I don't understand. Nikki B, Cisco is Hispanic and the family is huge. For his mom not to mess with him, that's alarming. I said that too, but we don't know the backstory behind it. Little baby said the oldest of Naeem's kids is 18 or 19 and going to the Marines, and the youngest is 8. Okay, so if you got that's a wide range, but I guess it's not bad if you got 1 or 2 that might be damn near grown. They probably didn't have time to show all the dates. Go ahead, Nels. You can get into the next scene.
All right, so Shanice invited Cisco. I don't think they were at home. Well, she invited him, and she had whole lingerie on. I mean,
no, they were at a studio.
Yeah, they were at a studio.
Yeah.
What did she? I want to know what she wore to the studio.
She wore something barely there. I mean, I feel like it was tight.
When he got there, she had on lingerie.
No, she had on that robe.
No, she had on that pink outfit. Remember?
Oh, I missed it. My bad. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't even remember the pink outfit now.
Hell, she had on a whole pink bodysuit.
Little baby said it was Fredericks of Hollywood lingerie.
Yeah, it was some pink thing with some pink shoes and
my bad.
But anyway, so then he finds out that their body
paint. Pornhub outfit. You know what?
So then he finds out they're body painting and he's the canvas.
What happened?
Girl?
Nikki!
What?
Now she looked like a gorgeous drag queen. I wasn't ready for that.
Oh wow. I was like, did you burn your tongue with the car?
I about choked.
Okay, Quay said it was a pink lace catsuit.
Yeah.
I missed that. My bad. I missed it.
He dug a little deeper into his past relationship and said, he felt like he wasn't worthy of love. And really, I just couldn't get past the fact that this lady was in a whole robe. I didn't understand if he was the canvas, why she had a robe on with her titties out. I was confused.
Because she just wanted a reason to take her clothes off
in front of the wrong man.
But even she said one thing I am going to give her. She's like, I get naked in front of the ladies. Now, I understand they're women, but clearly, it gives me the vibe. If she could walk naked through the grocery store, she absolutely would.
But you can't.
I know, but I'm saying if she could be free
but that, comparing that to getting naked in front of the ladies that's totally different. You don't got to be a nudist to get naked for ladies to get naked in front of each other.
You ain't lying, because I'm telling you now, if you ever go on vacation with me, you're gonna probably see me naked.
Exactly, and I'm not a nudist, but I'm not getting naked in front of some random dude.
I think this is what I think. I have a twofold thought on this. My first thought is, if this is who she truly is, and she is presenting a part of who she is because that is the process, and you have to find somebody that's going to accept you for who you are, then I don't have an issue with it. Then I say kudos. But the flip side of that is, and I put more of this on Cisco than I really put on her, because again, this is a race for one. She can't be concerned or responsible about the other women and what they're going to think. To me, it would be no different than y'all kissing or y'all having sex. We know that there have been couples that have had sex on these dates. And so to me, it's not this. It's the same issue.
With their number two?
Huh?
With their number two?
Number two, number one, number three. I mean,
whatever. Like, I feel like she's giving too much energy for somebody that's not even like her top connection.
But remember, okay, I hate to break the fourth wall. I hate to break the fourth wall on this. Remember the fourth wall, girl. But remember, they have told us, people on the show have said they'll tell production they want to go on a date with so-and-so, and production will send somebody else. Yeah. So that might not be who she chose.
Well, and again, to the second option. Now, I don't know.
Okay, but really, if that's not who you chose, still, if that's the case, keep on your bodysuit.
Why still get naked? She didn't have to get naked. You're right. That's right. True. Didn't have to get naked. You're right.
Well, anyways, then she said she's comfortable with her body. You know, then she opened up her entire robe. Opened up her entire robe, showed the top and the bottom. I mean, completely.
She was women. She wasn't just topless. She was 100% nude.
No, she was 100%. But did y'all see? Did y'all see this comment from Dr. Do It Yourself?
Yes, I agree.
That's what it gives. That's what it gives.
It looks like Carmen too, y'all.
I was gonna say she does. As soon as she made that comparison, I said, I physically see it. Like, that's crazy.
I think it was too much. I feel like she could have easily said that she's a nudist and expressed that. And when people are telling people parts of their lives, they can just say it. You ain't got to show me.
I mean, I can agree with you. I mean, don't get me wrong. Listen, it ain't something I would have done on national television, but
right. And again, then not even then, you gotta remember, it wasn't just them in that room. You had cameramen. You had
it is true.
You literally had a full-on production crew in that room.
I said she got the production and everybody all in her business. But let me say this too. I'm still stuck on the second episode when she gave us 500 businesses that she run, child. I'm still stuck there. I've been siding out her ever since.
To your point, Lock Queen said she has no depth, which is why she leads with sex. And to your point, remember, she was about to get eliminated because all she talked about were her businesses. And so I guess this is the new leaf that she turned over, and now she's sharing her,
showing that there's no depth besides what she got between her legs.
Nikki B said, "It's given. I'm finally who I always wanted to be, and I'm gonna flaunt it." Nikki B it came in hot today, okay?
Nikki was the one that made that comment earlier, right?
But Nikki already gave us a warning. Nikki warned us before she even got started. As soon as she walked in, she said, "Really, B, you know I love you and you know my heart," or something like that. I said, "Oh, she is about to cut up."
Oh my goodness! All right, so she basically expressed that she's a nudist.
Wait, stop! There's a lawsuit.
Who said that?
They said Shanice filed a lawsuit. Go to Nikki B.
A lawsuit because Shanice is probably the reason the show is Oh,
what lawsuit?
You
Where can I find it? Is it Googleable? Is it something that I can Google and get some information on?
Now I think
maybe do something about that noise. Oh my God.
Oh, mute yourself really quick, Nels. I think Nikki is saying it's a possibility that there may have been a lawsuit, which is why maybe they're taking a hiatus. I don't know, because this is weird. I don't think we've ever seen this.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I thought you were serious, girl. I thought it was really a lawsuit. Never mind.
Yeah.
She said she just talking shit. Okay, never mind. No problem.
But yeah, no, I think that I mean, it is weird. We've never seen, at least in my opinion, I don't think we've ever seen this on Ready to Love. I know they take break between each, like, DC, and then they did Potomac, and then we saw Miami, and then we saw like Fort Lauderdale. So I understand that type of, but I just in the middle after episode 6, that don't even make sense.
I have never seen, and I did not review the first 2 seasons of Ready to Love. I started with the Houston season, but I've been following it ever since, and I have never seen them take a hiatus in the middle. And the fact that it took them so long to even come out with a new season. I've never seen them take this long for them to come out with a new season. True. But I'm gonna ask Kamisha, because Kamisha be knowing everything going on with this damn show. She might know something, child.
Oh, Nubian said, if you take your clothes off in front of a man, you're sending a signal that it's okay for the two of you to have relations. Phil said, none of these women have depth. Okay, damn, Phil. Tough crap. Nori says, she fits better with Cisco than Fritz to me. I agree. I don't think Fritz belongs with anybody, in my opinion. But yeah, y'all, little baby said they did swing from a LinkedIn event to a new beach soiree. What?
I think because she was talking about her businesses originally.
Oh, I'm like, what? Okay, all right. Go ahead, Nels. Are you still going?
Yeah, so basically she expressed that she's a nudist. And she said, she really doesn't know how everybody else is gonna feel about it, but she really don't give a damn. Because it helped them reach a deeper connection.
Now, do y'all think Cisco should have told old girl about it so that she didn't have to find out about it at the vote?
I think that was up to his discretion, because at the time they had just had their little spat. He didn't really know where they were. I think it would have been nice for him to tell her, but I don't feel like
we don't know the order. We know the order that they showed us. We don't know the order that all that's happening. That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, Shanice wants fame. Remember Carmen wound up on that yacht show on VH1? Okay, Sabre. I do remember that, and they said you got to pay.
It'll be another business for her.
Mm-hmm. All right. So are we done with Shanice and Cisco?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm done with that.
All right, so let's move on to Rose and Hussein, right? I thought this was actually going to be a very good date. They said that they were having good conversation. Oh, what happened?
Just finish. I just got something to say, but finish.
Okay, but you just gonna hold your head. All right. So apparently they've been having good conversations via text since the mixer. She asked him something no one else knows about him, and he opens up about how he was in a group home when he was younger. He said it was, I guess, from the age of like 13, I guess up until he left for college is what it sounds like. And in the confessional, he gets emotional and admits that he does have some abandonment issues. He says that, him and his mother have a strain in their relationship, and he's actively working on their relationship. And, obviously that takes a lot of forgiveness and, just realizing that people learn and grow and make mistakes, along the way. So Rose reveals that she was also in foster care, which I was like, oh my God, how random, right? Until she was like 10 or 11. And, it said until her parents got themselves together. And so Rose says that his transparency just makes her want to love on him. Okay. And she talks to him about wanting to give back to those kids scared of, like going into the system. And so she tells him, that's why she hugs her son every day and tells him that she loves him. And she asks him about having more kids. And then she opens up about, her fertility journey and unfortunately experiencing several miscarriages, and asks if he's open to adoption. And he said, obviously, because of his past, he obviously is open to it. And so, they both agree. We can now see that they might have a little bond. I don't know if it's a real connection, but they clearly, and I don't even want to say is it a trauma bond, I guess, but I think it's cute. I love Rose's soft girl. I do like that about her. I like that every time she shows up, she's very flirty, feminine. I like that. And
I didn't think her next date she was giving that.
Oh, no. Maybe not the race car, but okay, here go the hand. Go ahead, really be. Go ahead, really be.
So that's what I was going to say. I feel like we got a totally different Rose this episode than we've gotten. I was really, really, really shocked when I saw like that. When this particular date, maybe not so much, but it just seemed like it was a different energy coming off of Rose in this episode for me.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I mean, definitely when we get to the next date, way more than this one, but still, it just seemed like a different energy. But yeah, it was random that both of them were in foster care. Definitely something to, sort of bond on.
Phil, damn. It's still Sunday, brother. Don't miss your blessing. Please go repent and take communion or something. You are on one today. I love it though. Thank you, Phil. He said Rose is a clown, and I'm disappointed. I see why she's single and getting cheated on.
Wow.
Nikki B said Tay was more bothered that Cisco opened up about his situation to Shanice as well. Oh, true. Jerry Burton said give him some grace. Who are you talking about? Saber said somebody had to hold the camera for Kim Kardashian and Ray J. Shanice has Ready to Love product. Oh, okay. Y'all are cutting up this Sunday, okay? Nikki B said Rose is very feminine and desirable. She can reel him in, but something goes wrong. Right. But to really B's point, she did give us a little something different. All I could hear is side teeth missing. What? Sabra.
Who got side teeth missing?
Auntie Kim said she was not pleasant this episode. Okay, so y'all are in agreement with really B. Brown Mama said, yes, that scene was so genuine and a great conversation to see if they can survive needing someone to just listen and learn from the childhood drama. Okay. Nikki B said Rose disclosing her fertility to men she's not serious about is concerning. So you know what, Nikki B, I ain't gonna hold you. I did think that was weird. And the only reason is because I've been through my own journey with my son. And so that's not something that, like, when I'm meeting someone or, you know what I mean? That's something, so I just did think that was a little weird. But at the same time, because this is like a speed dating process. And if you remember, towards the end, when she's talking to Eddie, she's like, oh yeah, because he's like, oh, it's taking me more time. And she's like, you're not giving us enough. And she's like, well, we need you to give a little more because it's a speed date. So I think I'm going to advocate for her. I think that she was just trying to open up to people because they are on a time limit. But I did think it was a lot to disclose. Like, if we haven't been having serious conversation about the future and kids and what that looks like, if we're just still trying to get to know each other, I don't think that, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe y'all feel like that's something you should put on the table in the beginning. And shout out to the 106 people between both channels in the chat. If you haven't already, please make sure y'all hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed if you haven't already. But yeah, I'd like to know y'all thoughts. Saber says Cisco's going to pick whomever has a bigger apartment or home. No, that's terrible. But I thought the same thing. Lot Queen says she's too forthcoming with information. Okay. Phil says relationships are not here to heal your childhood trauma. You're right. Look, Monique said, tell us how you really feel, Phil. Nikki B said, tomorrow might be there. Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yes. And I didn't know. Look, it makes a lot of sense.
Pisces. That mouse, boy, that mouse.
Okay. Oh, now it makes so much sense. You see me, we see each other, Nikki B. Okay.
So I was gonna say this. As far as her sharing her fertility, I think that I agree. I think for her, it's more of like, this isn't even my first choice. This is my second choice. I think she might have been looking for a reason to eliminate him from the equation because it just seemed real random. And it seemed like you weren't even open to a conversation. It was like, no. But we're doing that. And it was like, well, damn, because I don't even know your middle name. So, like, can we wait till that's a whole, like, it just seemed like she was looking for a reason to eliminate him so she could say, well, I tried. There's no match. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. All right. Look, true Pisces. Don't start none, won't be none, right? I always say I don't come for people, but don't come for me if I don't send for you. All right?
So, Nikki, I don't think these people are coming for you.
Right.
Nikki, tell them that's what we here to do. That's what we here to do.
The call is coming from inside of the house, Nikki.
Okay, what do you think about Fritz surrogacy situation? Nola K, we're gonna get into it in a little bit. Nels, get into Angie and Eddie so then we can jump over there.
All right, so
people. Who is Angie?
All right, let me bring them up. Really big, it's terrible. All right, so let's reminder. And this is Eddie, sexy Eddie.
Oh, okay, the drinker.
Yeah, I like me some Eddie. Eddie, and then we got Angie, which some people feel like she gives a little bit of a pick me energy. I think she gives nurturer, but clearly. All right, go ahead.
Even pick me right now is Shanice. So Angie invited Eddie out, and he brought her a little gift. I think it was like a book or a journal or something like that. He said, he's ready to go after what he wants. What really be? He said he's ready to go after what he wants, and he feels he knows, a little something about her. So she's like, okay, so since you do, what's the best thing about me? And he said, the fact that he loves her as a mother because she takes her real serious. So she asked him about deal breakers, and he said disrespect. He said, trying to fight, and he doesn't like a girl that, doesn't like to clean. So she's like, so what you looking for? Somebody that could clean and is barefoot and pregnant? He said, well, I'm not trying to put the task on you, but really I'm trying to put the task on you. I feel like it's for a woman for real. So then he asked her about her exes and if they were still cool. She like, yeah. Even one of my good friends, we tried to be intimate, but it didn't work out. So he said that wouldn't work for him. Okay, all the communication would have to be cut. And she said, all right, check, please. It's given. Yeah, I got to go. Because she said she ain't never cutting off her friends.
I don't blame her. So. I don't blame her. I have male friends that ain't going nowhere. Nowhere.
No, I mean, I absolutely.
But so let me say this. Okay.
I know what Nels is going to say.
It sounds like all her male friends are exes.
So what?
Or somebody that she slept with.
So what?
That's not a friend. That's an ex.
That's a friend though.
That's an ex.
It's still a friend.
It's an
because ex. Here's the thing. No, wait a minute. Here's the thing. No, seriously. It didn't work out for a reason. We were better off friends. We tried the relationship. It didn't work, but they're still a good friend of mine. Some of my male friends, now not all of them, but some of my male friends are people I've dated in the past. It didn't work out. We sucked as a couple, but they're a really good friend to me. And I respect boundaries when I'm in a relationship, but what I'm not going to do is cut off my friends. That I'm not going to do. I respect boundaries, but I'm not cutting people off. No, I'm not.
Can I say something really big?
Sure.
You gotta, I hear what you're saying, and I'm going to advocate, but you also have to know your audience. This is the same person that doesn't want you to wish her man a happy birthday because why do you give a damn when her man was born? Okay.
I understand how Nels. I understand where Nels is, but I'm just saying this is where I am. I understand that she doesn't feel like a man should have any female friends other than her. I get that.
No. I'm okay with female friends that you never tried to screw, never screwed, as long as it stayed in a friend capacity. I cannot deal with somebody that you've been with, that you had sex with, you had relations with, you took it there with. That is not for me. That is a hell no for me.
So let me ask you a question. Why? Yes. Why does that bother you?
Because I don't want to be sitting down with somebody that had the same meat that I had.
Oh,
we ain't about to sit here smiling in each other's faces and we share the same meat. It's not gonna work for me.
She says she don't share her meat. Okay?
I don't share my meat.
I hear it. I just didn't, okay.
Hey, Coco.
Yeah.
Well, all right, y'all. So, yeah. Oh, okay. Ravine said her and her BFF tried 15 years ago, but they're really the best of friends, and she loves his current girlfriend. I mean, sometimes you try. I think, just speaking from my experience, because I kind of have a similar situation, it's hard when your partner has been friends with people or dated people, and they're still in the same friend group. So, regardless of who they date, when they bring you into their world, and if their exes are still part of the friend group, you can't think because now that you're there, they're just going to go away. And so I understand both sides of it. I understand what Really B is saying, but I also understand what Nels is saying too, because it can also be uncomfortable. Granted, I do think the person should be upfront with you and don't have somebody in my face and y'all share the same meat.
Don't do that to me. Yeah, don't do that to me. Let me know.
But
don't have me sitting at don't have me
right. I don't like that. But I said, I can advocate and say both of y'all are, two things can be true at the same time. And both, y'all in the chat can be right. Okay. Desktop said, y'all pray for the cast mental health. Y'all are hell on wheels in these comments. Yes. Y'all got me worried. Bluebell said, but if you know you're the prize, why are you worried? Okay. Nikki B said, all my exes would still take it if I offered. Well, okay. I try to be friends with exes, but that just doesn't work for me. Okay, Nubian.
And that's the thing. It doesn't work for everybody. And let's be clear, I'm not cool with all of my exes, but there are some people that are dear friends to me that I've dated. But I mean, no, that ain't. I don't mean everybody.
My thing is, okay, like if it's like y'all are cool versus friends. To me, cool is just talking. Like, hey, you see them out. Hey, what's up? It's no tension. It's no bad vibes. But y'all ain't about to be sitting up on the telephone talking all day. Oh, so what you do today and how it was working? That energy is for me. Listen, my man knows he accepts me for who I am. Okay.
Lord Jesus. If it's really only a friendship now, I don't want to know y'all used to smash. I don't need to know, and you don't either. See, Nikki B, because the problem is I'm very upfront, because one of the things that I don't like, and you should know as a Pisces, what I don't like is hearing information about you from other people and learning things about you that you could have told me, because then I won't trust you and all bets are off. If you're upfront with me, that's giving me a choice to decide whether I still want to continue. But if you keep it from me, oh no, then we're going to have a problem. And then we really would. Look, you ain't even got to worry about me having to be around there, because we won't even be together. Okay. That's just how I feel.
You damn right, little baby. I'm selfish.
Okay, little baby. Nell said it's just selfish.
And she said she understands. I'm selfish and I want him to be selfish too. Be selfish.
What is going on this Sunday? Why are your exes unalive or borderline stalkers looking for home health aides? What is going on? All right. Brown Mama said all of the cast members appear to me to be television time seekers. I have yet to see genuine footage of looking for love. I think that can be agreed. And I think Lock Queen said it earlier, and I meant to highlight it. I think she said something about the numbers. And I wonder if that's maybe the issue. Maybe
making us wait 3 months is not going to help the numbers go up. If anything, that's going to give people time to forget about this shit and move on to another show.
Bluebell, are they exes or did they have a moment? That's a good question. I do think that there's a difference. I do think sometimes people can hook up, especially.
Guess what? It makes no difference to me if you don't had my man's meat. Whether you had a relationship or you sat on it. Guess what? If you sat it and you came face to face with it, you seen it, you sat on it. Guess what? I don't want nothing to do with you or him.
I can't.
It's a no for me.
She said you can't. She is not sharing her glizzy, her steak, her nothing. She ain't sharing it.
Nothing on my page. Nothing on my page.
Feel Good said my body count is not up for discussion. Disease free and committed is the only conversation. Okay, Phil. Okay. Look, Ravine said my BFF was a moment. Okay. Okay, Ravine, you are funny. I'm private.
Let me go ahead and clear that on up.
Nikki B said, I'm private now about my conquest. I've seen what being too open about the past can do. Okay. So you learn from some experience. Auntie Kim said, I don't care about you being friends with your ex, but once I was blindsided because I didn't know that the woman was his ex and she was sitting in my face at a party. See, that's the stuff that I'm talking about. Or prime example, Auntie Kim, if you're in that situation and you notice weird vibes, but somebody tries to make you feel crazy, and then imagine learning later on that they used to date or used to have something, you'd be like, oh, so you tried to gaslight me and make me think that I'm just this crazy jealous person when clearly there used to be something there.
Right.
See, I don't play those games. I might be crazy, but you're not going to make me think I'm crazy for no reason. Okay. All right, y'all. So let's go into, what is it?
No, I just won't be with him. He ain't got to choose. Because if that's how you roll anyway, if you don't know how to let your past go, I don't want nothing to do with you.
See, I mean, ain't no need dwelling on it. You feel how you feel, and that's fine. But I don't see that's him choosing his past. If they have moved into a different, they're friends now. So it's not making him choose his past.
You didn't let your past. If that was an ex and you decided to move into another.
But you don't believe that you could be friends with an ex?
I don't think no. And if you
okay,
can, I don't think
okay, so you know what? Then that's where this whole thing lies. If you don't feel if you don't feel like people can be friends, then that's why this is an issue for you. Because if you don't feel like people who used to date can really truly be friends, then that's why you got an issue with it. Okay, I got it now. No problem. Got it.
Nikki B said all my former male friends had to cut me off when their girlfriends meet me. I understood it, but it hurt. Nikki B, I absolutely can understand that as well. As they get their partners and they get into their relationships, you're no longer maybe their go-to person, like Nell said, that they call up, hey, what you do today, da-da-da, once you or the other person might be in a relationship. But I just think that's natural, in my opinion. Saber said, at my age, guys from 40s to 60s, they only got a good 5 to 10 years before. Okay, Lord Jesus, before the ED becomes. Saber, you are go repent. Go to the church altar and repent. Feel Good said, what difference does it make? It's an ex. The problem would be the partner, not the ex. Okay, that's a go. Oh, hey, another round. Welcome, boo. Monique said, so you can't be friends with someone he dated 20 years ago. That's wild to me. I automatically distance myself.
I just won't be with him.
That's her thing, y'all. Everybody
can do whatever he wants. He just ain't for me.
Mel Lisa, I absolutely distance myself when a male friend gets just out of respect, and that's understandable. Or
I've done that. Now I have done that. My actually one of my best friends. I was telling somebody this story the other day. One of my best friends, I did physically separate. I did physically pull back from him because our friendship was an issue with people. So I physically did pull back. He's still single, so I wasn't the problem. But since they wanted to keep using me as the excuse, I said, then I'm gonna pull myself out. You can't use me and our friendship as the excuse anymore. Moving right along.
All right, Dollface said, move it along. All right. So then, we see this date with Rose and Fritz, y'all. They do the go-kart racing. He gifts her with a plant. I thought it was a succulent, but it's something else. But anyway, it's low maintenance. And so just like him.
Oh, did he say just like him or just like her?
No, he said just like him.
Oh,
I don't think he's low maintenance. I don't think he's low maintenance at all, but okay.
I thought he was saying just like her. And I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. I could have sworn he said just like her.
So Rose said that she had a connection with Fritz in the beginning. So she, wanted a chance to get to know him better. So, Fritz says he realizes that Rose is a connection that he actually wants to work on. They sit down to talk. And she admits that, I don't know why. I guess it is important, but she doesn't have ketchup or hot sauce in her kitchen. I thought Nels would think this is absurd. But
I absolutely did think it was absurd.
She said she don't do condiments. So, she ain't a condiment person. Hey.
No condiments?
That's what she said.
That's just weird.
Well, I mean, I ain't mad at her. She probably got more space in her refrigerator or her cabinet. However y'all do it. That's a whole nother topic. We're not going to get into that debate on whether you refrigerate your ketchup or whether we ain't going to get into that, okay?
I hate people who refrigerate their ketchup. I can't stand no cold ketchup. Oh, my God.
Who wants cold ketchup?
Why would you put cold ketchup on hot food?
That's the weirdest in the world.
Why are you putting cold ketchup on hot fries?
You know what? When you come over here, next time you come over here, you get a ketchup packet. Then if that's how you feel, you get a ketchup packet.
Because let me tell you something. If I came over your house and I had French fries and I was like, "Girl, you got some ketchup," and you went in your refrigerator, I wouldn't use it. So it don't matter. I don't want it. I'm gonna just eat my fries bald.
No.
Why are you putting ketchup? I don't like cold ketchup. And it's something else people put in their refrigerator. It's ketchup and it's something else people put in their refrigerator. And I'll be like, why are you putting ketchup?
Barbecue sauce?
Mustard.
Oh, mustard.
I can deal with cold mustard. I can live with cold mustard.
I do put mustard in the fridge.
Yeah, I can deal with cold. It's something else.
Thank you, Dad. Thank you. It's a cooling sensation. It's not barbecue
sauce? Really, B? It ain't barbecue sauce?
It might be barbecue sauce, and you know what else? Like steak sauce, like all of that.
I don't put steak sauce in the fridge.
Why would I put cold steak sauce on hot steak?
Okay, I won't put my steak sauce in the refrigerator. I won't. But Des, to your point, it's a cooling sensation so that the fries won't burn your mouth. Thank you, Des.
Thank you, Des.
No.
Bluebell said
no.
Bluebell said she don't do the cold ketchup or mustard either. Mel said ketchup is just nasty in general. Okay, Nubian said black people always have hot sauce in their house, or is that the problem? Another round said I don't like cold ketchup either. Well, damn. Bald fries. Yes, she said bald fries, y'all. Look, now I know next time Really B and Nails come, I'm gonna have some ketchup packets for them because mine is in the refrigerator. Okay. Look, Dr. Do It Yourself, y'all got spoiled rotten ketchup. Right. It absolutely.
Let me explain.
It warns you on the bottle. It says refrigerate after
it's a whole
opening.
Lot of shit they say on the bottle we don't do. Let me explain. Let me say this, Dr. Boo. I am 50 years old and I am good and fat. I promise you.
I can't.
Me and ketchup are good.
Oh, y'all are so funny. I keep it both ways for people like Really B, but to not have anything is weird to me.
Thank you so much.
Mayonnaise. Okay, no, you can't leave. If you leave mayonnaise and
I don't do not mayonnaise. No, not at all.
I was gonna say now that would be old. Itty Bitty said, I think it depends on how old the relationship is. When you are seasoned as me, you got more years behind you than ahead of you. Okay, you're talking about the whole friendship situation. Lady D said, you won't use mine then. I love cold ketchup and mustard. Right.
Damn sure won't.
Thank you. SCK, it says refrigerate.
Do you follow all instructions? Do you follow?
No. You're a habitual line stepper. I'm not. You know, I don't jaywalk. I really do normally follow instructions. I don't be trying to cut in line.
Except to be on time. She don't follow those.
Don't do that. I'm just saying. Taurus Moon said on the bottle. Thank you. Thank y'all.
Moving right along. What Chris said about the baby?
I'm sorry, y'all. My bad. I started this and now I was trying not to do this. All right. So then she moves on to the conversation about whether he's interested in kids. She explains to him about her history of miscarriages and would he be okay if he weren't able to have any. And he suggests a surrogate, which she's like, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. And he
didn't suggest a surrogate. He said,
or basically, he was like, are you open?
He said there are a lot of other things we can do in modern technology. And he used that as an example. And before he could finish his thought, she cut his ass off. He didn't say, well, he was like, well, there's so many things we can do. Like he was, and again, I don't see what he was basically saying, girl, I'm okay. Like most women would want to hear a man say they're okay with you not being able to carry a child naturally. And I don't know what he wanted his answer to be.
Right. I agree. But yeah, so she says she's not feeling it. And basically she would only be open to the option of adoption. And basically he feels like, well, that's crazy. If you want me to play stepdad to your son that you already have. So if we were to pursue a relationship, why wouldn't you be willing to compromise? And I could understand what he was saying, but I mean, people, I guess they were talking about deal breakers, and that's a hard pass for her. She's not open. So I don't want to judge just because she's not open to it, but it was weird to me, and we can discuss it in the chat. I guess I will say this. I've had friends that have done it, and I do think that I guess it can be hard because sometimes you aren't carrying the child, and if you carried one, you could, that's when you develop and you connect and you do all those things in those 9 months, and for it to just be a baby and say, here, this is your baby. I can understand how there may be some.
But you're doing the same thing with adoption.
I agree. That's why I don't understand it. That's why. Help me out, chat. I'm putting it out there. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I'm waiting.
Because that's what Dwayne Wade told Gabrielle Union. He said that they did everything for her to be able to have a baby naturally. And it got to the point where she was getting ready to have another surgery. And he said no. He said no more. He was like, we're not. He said, I can't keep watching you put your body through this just to be able to carry a baby naturally. And that's when they went and they did the surrogacy. And he put his foot down and was like, yeah, we're not doing this no more. And I just feel like, to me, you opened up to this man. I get it that that's the desire. I know people. When I interviewed Dr. Buffy from she did the season of Married to Medicine. When I interviewed her, she said that's why they it took them so long to try to go to to try to go the route of adoption and stuff is because she really truly desired to carry her own child, and even with surrogacy. So I understand the desire. However, sometimes that's just not what's in the cards. And I feel like a man saying that he's willing to be open. This is a man that doesn't have any children. And he's like, listen, I'm open to, surrogacy, because he still wants, the same way you have a desire to carry your own child, he has a desire to have his own sperm in a child. You know what I mean? Like, for you to be adoption. Well, now that doesn't belong to either one of y'all. So I don't think that it's fair for her to come down on him the way she did, because she straight up lied on him in the vote. We'll get to that in a minute, I guess. She just straight up lied on him in the vote. And I didn't appreciate at all. And I know we ain't got to like Fritz, but the lying, you cannot like somebody, but you ain't got to do all that lying.
Yeah, I know Shami is it Shiloh, the youngest one that was born via surrogacy? But yeah, I know. Okay, y'all talking to each other. Okay. All right. So yeah, basically, she had a bad taste in her mouth after that. Get into Tay and Cisco.
All right, so Tay met up with Cisco for a date. She let the man know she was missing him. Okay, he's feeling guilty about the date he had with Shanice and doesn't know if he should disclose what happened. And she feels bad about how she was being super distant at the block party. He said that he understands because, she got things she like to do. She like to travel. She like to do things. He said, he got to step it up for her. She explained that she has abandonment issues because her father left when she was a child. He also said that he didn't grow up with his father, but he ended up meeting him when he was 27. But then, he later on passed on, and he carries him with his heart now. He asked her, what are we doing moving forward with these connections? And she said, before she wasn't being real with herself, and she wants to strengthen their connection because he gave her reassurance. She said that she's here and, she's happy that he's sitting across from her, and she gave him a little peck, little kiss. And now I I feel like had it happened after that, to answer your question, had it happened after this conversation, I feel like he kind of would have owed it to her to let her know. But I think before, it was up to him, I guess, to disclose that.
And that's the part we don't know, because we know that they showed us this stuff out of sequence. And just because he was talking about it in the confessional doesn't mean that date happened in that same sequence. So I feel the same way. I feel like if that conversation happened before they had this conversation, if that date happened before this conversation, then yeah. But if it happened y'all know what I'm saying. I do feel like he should have told her about that before because again, it goes back to what we were saying about having me sitting across from somebody that you didn't date, that you didn't slept with. Don't let me walk into that vote knowing that woman gonna sit there and gloat about y'all being naked. That was the problem. Like, don't do that. And we are in the show. It is a competition or whatever. But if we really just made a decision that you're my number one and I'm your number one, and we're gonna try to make this thing work, don't have me walk into that. Don't do that to me.
Exactly. Nope. I agree 110%. Really be. So then obviously we made ladies meet up. We're here to deliberate in the vault. Tay talks about her dates with Naeem and Cisco. Then Shanice talks about her date with Cisco and how she was naked and had the kitty cat out. And so Tay has a hard time hearing this and says that, that doesn't sit well with her. Like I said earlier, don't let me find out nothing about you that you didn't tell me. Tommy wants to know, who they're not feeling. So Deanna brings Hussein up. And basically says like, oh, and he, tried to make it seem like her job wasn't important. And that's not what he said. That's not what he said. Rose jumps in the water. I said, look, Rose jumps in the water to save him. And then Angie says Eddie, because, they don't align. And he basically wants somebody to be his mama is what I got. He does give me, and then everybody talks about how he gives party boy vibes. And like, he does give me a Toys R Us kid. He doesn't want to grow up. He wants the money and like the things that come with being grown and like the success and stuff like that. But he absolutely gives me one of those, like, he's probably going to be a 50-year-old man. No judgment to anybody that's still 50 and, but I'm just saying that single and running the streets out in the club, like, but because he has the money, whoop, whoop. But that's just my thoughts. That's what I see. And so, yeah, basically Tay says, he's giving party boy. Sahara says she doesn't feel like he's serious. Deanna jumps in and says, no. speak up for you. That's not what I'm getting. And she feels like they have a deep connection every time they talk. And then Kiara brings up Fritz, and the whole poly thing comes up again. And then
why does the poly thing keep coming up? What that girl found, unless it's more that they're not telling us. She found a man on Instagram following hashtags, and it has turned into his whole storyline. This man has told no less than 3 of those women, I'm not into poly. Why does that keep coming up? Like I said, unless it's something that we're not getting, why does that keep coming up?
I don't know.
That confuses me. It really does. And it pisses me off.
Girl, we are more aligned than I thought. Child, I had literally thought the same thing. I said, what did she come up in here in? But it is what it is. It is what it is. Look, we've seen worse, okay? Cisco is presenting skilled narcissists wearing a mask, and every man who wears a mask, it will fall at some point. Oh, okay. Look, all judgment for me, 50 years old, still acting like a teenager. I'm just saying. Sahara was speaking up for herself. Deanna irritates me. Ooh, okay. I do think that, Deanna had to speak up, but I don't know. It felt like a double dutch. Like she was just waiting to jump in so she could say something to Sahara. And it just gives me the vibe that certain females don't see it for her either. Eddie is a pretty F-boy who drinks. He's for the streets. I know, Saber, but he fine. He fine though. Fritz made the poly comment at his pool party. He did, but the fact that we're still on this is a bit much. I didn't get. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
They showed that clip of him with the girls talking about something. Oh, this is one of my fantasies or whatever. What man wouldn't say that if he's got his arms around 2-3 beautiful women sitting in his kitchen in bikinis? I don't think that equates poly. I think that equates. Who? I don't know. It just irritates me.
Look, Phil said, why are you checking my IG? Is there anyone asking that question?
Well, Phil, I hate to be the one to tell you, but in today's age, I check people's IG.
I'm checking IG.
Right. I hate to be the one to tell. Now, what I'm not going to do is nitpick. I'm checking your IG to see if it's other women up there, that kind of stuff. I'm not checking your IG and following all your damn hashtags because, child.
Nikki did today. You know what? And Nikki, I was gonna say, I don't think she bad built. I actually think she's nicely built. But Deanna got a shape.
She got a big back.
I was gonna say she do got a big back, but she got a nice little shape to her. Phil said Fritz never made that comment about Polly. It was Coley. Okay,
that's what I'm saying. I feel like they took that clip and they took it out of context. Again, what man wouldn't say? He's standing in his kitchen with 3-4 women in bikinis and talking about something. Yeah, this is the fantasy right here. Like it was a joke for them to take that and turn it into. Again, we've had people come on. Well, who was the dude that was open about his lifestyle being into S&M and all of that? That's a different conversation.
That was Miami. I know who you're talking about. And
that was Texas. Wasn't that the first Texas season?
Oh, you know what? That was Texas.
Now that conversation, I understood how the women felt in that situation. He was very honest and open and said, listen, this is what I'm into. And he didn't pretend, he didn't hide. But Fritz has been very clear to say, I am not into poly. Like, I think he's been very clear about that. And the fact that it keeps coming up every week, I think they're just looking for a reason. And Miss Wilson, I respect that. I'm not crazy about Fritz at this point either, but fair is fair and right is right. And I don't think it's fair what they're doing because they lied. It was almost like they got together and was like, we're going to get rid of him this week. And they lied on that man.
Well, and you know what? So how I saw it is basically Sahara doing the same thing that she felt he did last week. I think she thought
he didn't lie on her though. He did say he was trying to get rid of her, but he ain't lie on her ass.
Right. So basically back to the vault. So Sahara reveals that he told her on the last date that he's been playing the whole time. Now Tommy does question her, like, why were y'all even on a date if y'all not feeling each other? This is weird. And then she's like, well, no, because we were feeling each other. And so, but really we just know we know that's a lie because we all said last week, why are they on a date? They don't even like each other for real.
And but anyway, he was playing this whole time. Again, she misrepresented what he said. What he said was, at the beginning of this process, I didn't take it seriously. That's not the same as he said he'd been playing this whole time. That's not what he said.
Right. And so basically, Shanice calls her out and said she's not telling the rest of the story. Shanice said that Fritz makes her feel safe, and she believes Sahara is lying and trying to manipulate the other ladies, which there is some truth to that.
And
Sahara tries to defend her position, and then Deanna thinks that, you know, Sahara is just here for the games. Tommy says it's messy, and all the ladies can agree. And then Rose, I don't know, again, she decided to jump in the water without no row and said, well, no, it's really bad. It's really bad because Fritz said something about a surrogate, and I ain't doing no damn surrogate. And I was like, who, Harpo, who this?
Not that soft girl you was talking about.
Nah, it wasn't her. It wasn't, because even Tommy was like, all right, he didn't even know what to say. He was like, all right, take him out and figure out who you're going to get rid of. I don't even know what to do with all this energy, all this estrogen. He was like, I can't. And so, yeah, y'all. And so then we see Sahara. She takes Fritz out, which I thought, I was like, okay, so we should already know this is like a payback is real, basically moment.
Yeah, that's another reason why I think he the one that got voted off.
Right. And so, yeah, basically, you know, Fritz kind of feels like when he sees Sahara, clearly they don't like each other. So he kind of knows it's almost his time to go, but he's going to try to be polite and be cool. So she's like, oh, so how long have you been serious now? And he's like, oh, about a week. And so she asked him if they're good because, you know, she heard he had a lot to say in the vault, and he denies that. And he admits that, but he admits that he went in, what he said, admits he went in not talking about their date. So then Sahara lets him know that he's telling the ladies what they want to hear and only sending out the bird signal when it's time to go into the vault. She lets him know
I believe he do that.
Yeah. She lets him know that, oh, I forgot to bring that up when they were in the vault. Sahara said that he had hit her up the night before, basically making sure that he was going to get her vote. Anyway. So yeah, then she brings up the polygamy. Let's not go up to that again. And, you know, he's like, why is this still a topic for 3 weeks? He admits that he fed into the joke rather than running away from it. And then he offers Sahara an apology, and she lets him know if he would have been accountable in the beginning, they might be having a different conversation. And so he's confused because he's like, so what conversation are we about to have? Right. And I just felt like she did too much. Honestly, I get it because of how much drama they had. But honestly, I think I would have appreciated if she was more like Jay and be like, bye, Bookie. I would have appreciated that more. But you want to get into Rose and Eddie nails? Oh, you didn't get into them. I forgot. You didn't make it there. So Rose has invited Eddie out.
I was about to say, I got bits and pieces.
You're funny, no. So Rose invites Eddie out. He said he's feeling confident, even though he knows he has no connection with her, but he's open, seeing where it goes. So she orders a water and he orders a drink. And already that kind of like, you know, makes her look sideways. So that's what I didn't like. Now, and y'all can weigh in the comments. I know that, I guess, like if I'm out to dinner with my boss and he's ordering water or something, then yeah, I'm going to order water. I might not order my wine, that I order a beverage that is not alcoholic. But if I'm sitting at dinner with Really B and Nels, if they decide they're not drinking, that has nothing to do with me. And I would hope that they wouldn't think that it was disrespectful in any way. And
because I never drink when we go out.
Wait till I get up the sake videos, okay? But anyway, but my point is, I just didn't like how they were trying to paint him into being an alcoholic when you had I'm about to call her Chloe, Coley out here rolling on the ground and, you know, and doing all this and all up in Eddie's face and borderline essaying Eddie. Now that was drunk. We've never seen Eddie be that way. So I think to try to put that I didn't appreciate that. I don't think that there was enough evidence to prove that. And I think just because somebody enjoys a casual drink with their meal doesn't make them an alcoholic. But anyway, so Rose tells him that the women feel like, you know, he's not there for a serious relationship. He admits that he's heard this before, but, you know, he says he's fine once you get to know him, but obviously he needs to open up, and she explains that to him. And then Rose also lets him know that he's spreading himself a little thin, and all the ladies feel like he's flirting, and he's for everybody, okay? They feel like he's a little bit for the streets. And so, you know, she's like, so how can anyone feel special if everybody's getting the same treatment? And then she explains that, you know, the ladies also have an issue with his drinking. And then they cut us there, and we're not going to see
his mamas. They not his mama.
Right. And we know we're not going to see them till the summertime. So yeah, that was pretty much it. Y'all.
Is another round here? Another round? Do you know why we going on this 3-month hiatus?
She is here. She was earlier. I'm about to go. Feel Good said, well, Cam was being messy telling Sahara. I absolutely agree. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm the type of person, if you tell me something, I'm looking at you sideways if I share something with you and then you come and regurgitate, because we know it's only one person that told you. So it's not even like, oh, they're not going to know where it came from. No, we obviously know where it came from. So I would be looking at her sideways because I told you that in confidence. That was for you. That wasn't for you to go tell everybody else that I told you. But that's just me. I don't like stuff like that. Two Geeks and a Nerd that said this is supposed to be a show for couples, supposedly, maybe. So if he's into poly, why did they put him on the show though? Okay, good point. I don't like how Fritz went ham on Sahara. Okay. Nikki B said Deanna in the corset at the beginning of the episode from the cliffhanger looked like a rubber band around a pillow. Nikki. Okay. Look, what did Phil say? I need you to log off, Nikki.
Child. Another round. Give it another round. Say it. She answered.
Hold on. What'd she say? I didn't see her. Oh, okay. No, she said she's Petty Boots. Talking about Sahara.
No. It's
okay.
Yet.
We're still investigating. We're guessing either legal and or because they're changing networks. It's weird though. Wow.
So Ready to Love is going to a different network? Okay.
That's
I see we're coming out with another dating show that I'm dating your mama or something. I don't know, something about your mama.
No, it's something about a mama's. It's basically about somebody.
That's gonna be a mess.
Right. It's a lot. So yeah, y'all look, she rolled her eyes at him ordering a drink. Production pays for the food. He was going to order a drink. And as I would have too, if somebody else was going to pay for it. I don't care if I didn't even finish it. I'm going to order it. Tora said Rose has some unhealed trauma and she's not ready to love. How do we know Eddie wasn't already drunk? You stupid. Saber, you sure sister really be. Sure you don't. Right. We know sucky. I don't get alky from Eddie. I just get unserious. Exactly, y'all. But yeah, y'all, it's almost been an hour and 30 minutes. We've been up here. We appreciate y'all being here with us. Clearly, I guess the next time we see y'all, it'll be for Love and Marriage Detroit.
Either Love and Marriage Detroit or
Never Ever Met.
God.
Never Ever Met. Are y'all ready?
Our options? God.
That's our options. Love and Marriage Detroit or Never Ever Met. Are y'all ready? Are y'all excited about either one? But hopefully, even if you're not excited,
what do y'all? Okay, just as an impromptu poll. What do y'all want us to review? The poll
in the thing. Let me see.
So we just put in the chat. Chat. What do y'all want to see us review? Do y'all want to see us review Never Ever Meets or Love and Marriage Detroit, the second half of the season? Y'all tell us which one.
You already know it's not going to be Detroit. You already know it's not going to be Detroit.
Not Beyond the Gates. That wasn't one of the options, Ravine.
Right, Ravine.
See, Golden said no thanks. She just said no thanks to both. Okay. No thanks.
It's giving Carlos King production hold. Okay. Coco said Never Ever Meets. Miss Wilson said Never Ever Meets. So here's my only thing, y'all, with Never Ever Meets or Never Ever Met. Can we really get people that I just feel like we learned last episode, a lot of these people weren't even really together and they was really playing in our face. And as we know, like a Ready to Love, these people just want to be on TV. Okay, Nikki B says she'll take Detroit. I don't know, because you'll be cutting up. I don't know.
Right, Nikki B, we got to put you on timeout.
Well, Chris from Ready to Love is on Never Ever Met, so I picked that. Who, Chris?
Chris who? Okay, you got to refresh my memory.
What season are you talking about?
You got to refresh my memory on that one.
Yeah, because I don't remember a Chris at the top of my head. Where are they going? Did something happen on set? We don't know yet. We don't know. Okay, Stacey Renee said she'll take Detroit. Okay, Lady Virtue said Detroit. Inga said, I'm not doing either one. She said, y'all can have that. Y'all can have that. Lock Queen said, yes.
Oh, country Chris. The country one from the last season. In Texas, the one that had the real thing.
I didn't watch last season. When they were in was it Dallas? I think. I didn't watch Dallas. I think I only did Houston or whatever the one before it was with the man with the freaky lifestyle.
Yeah, that was Dallas season 1. Yeah, okay.
Right. Auntie Kim said never met. Coco said, I'd rather family business. I don't know. I tried Coco, especially if you talking about the new one, New Orleans. I just couldn't get
Nikki B said, really B won't remember a single name by June. It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. Quake said the later dater.
You ain't wrong.
Quake, are they releasing a new season? Did they give a release date? Because I actually do like the later daters. I thought it was good. C Golden said it's all fake. Mimi said never ever met. Taurus said never ever met. Look, Ravine said let's just wait for another show. Saber said never ever met is a crime waiting to happen. These producers don't do background checks. Okay. Y'all look.
Yeah, because that last dude was crazy as hell. The one
that's how I said I can't do Carlos and his shenanigans. Little baby said, I'm really intrigued about somebody's son, though. Okay. I really need a good like preview. I didn't see I saw the ad that really be sent me, not the the promotional clip, but I didn't see like a show me what we about to get into, basically. These shows are starting to show fake, right? Okay. Montel said Detroit. Okay. All right, y'all.
Well, we'll let y'all know. We're gonna have to talk offline about it. We'll let y'all know what child.
Yeah, but y'all have a good Sunday. Thank you for joining us. If you haven't already, please. Oh, and yeah, make sure y'all catch us 10 o'clock tonight for all of our Power Book 3 people. We'll be going live at 10 p.m. to discuss this week's episode of Raising Canaan. So yeah, make sure you join us 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Really be what you got going on for the rest of the day.
So at 9:15-ish, we'll be doing the Real Housewives of Atlanta live. We'll probably do a tribe meeting sometime this afternoon over on the main channel. But that's what's going on for the rest of today. I already gave y'all a little drop about Riri, so I don't know if I'm gonna come back. But yep, that's the plan. That's what we got going on today.
And yeah, make sure y'all check out my daily recaps, Beyond the Gates. We've been doing very well. I appreciate all the love from you guys. And girl, it's a lot.
Me and Billy B both go.
What?
We both went.
No, she does Beyond the Gates too. Don't
I do Beyond the Gates. Coco, it's gonna be on there. It's gonna be on Shadeinthecity's page at 10 o'clock. They said what page for Power.
Our channel. So make sure that you guys are subscribed, please. Make sure that you hit the notification bells. Like I said, like button, comment for all those in the replay. And yeah, y'all have a good week. Be safe and happy St. Patty's Day to all those that acknowledge and celebrate it and don't want to get pinched. All right. And yeah, y'all have a great week. Bye-bye.
Oh, I gotta pick out something green to wear to work tomorrow.
Right.
Tomorrow was supposed to be a day off, and I'm still